Shalom, I'm Yehoshua from Jerusalem. And the basic argument you can't change Washington is Hillary's thesis, and Barak is right. Well, the fact is you can't change Washington, and if you don't change Washington, the plan in Washington is to support the capital owners in America so that as we move from 14 trillion to 45 or 50 trillion gross domestic product, the capital owners will again double their share of the total gross domestic product annually. It's not going to happen, folks. I too know how to play the game, and Hillary's message is that you got to elect me because I know how to play the game. She says Barak's right. That's what she says. And no, you don't have to elect her. And yes, Washington can be changed. However, not volitionally. It has to be imposed. And we hope and pray and we work for President Obama, specifically the new economic paradigm will actually fundamentally structurally transform the American economy and provide it the engine of wealth creation and growth and development to move rapidly from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion. I own that intellectual property, and that's going to be vested with the American people, and we're going to structure it in a way, and I have the right because it's democracy. After all, I'm an American citizen, even though I live in Jerusalem, and I'm going to see to it that the American owners don't get control of it and that the workers get it, so that the present share of the pie, as we go from 14 to 28 to 42 to 45 to 50 trillion in the next 10, 15 years, that goes to the workers, not to the capital owners. In fact, what they have is the percentage of the pie today will be cut in half, and probably even cut in half again by the time we get to 45 or 50. And that's about fair, okay? And the workers are going to get it, and the workers are going to be receiving 2 and 3 times the indexed wages and salaries that they presently do. The new economic paradigm is derived from Humanomics, world-class global technological infrastructure. Wynnewood, Pennsylvania, it's a win-win situation for Wynnewood, for Tanglewood, Massachusetts, for Albany, New York, Atlanta, Georgia, Los Angeles, Americans all over the country. It's the new, Humanomics is the new east-west convergence model for the post-collapse of the local reality. That's another subject. The end of man and man's exile has collapsed both east and west systems. The latter, in the case of America, is imploding. The capital markets are imploding because of its greed. The fundamental structure of the capital markets in America look very much like the year before the collapse on Wall Street. Everybody is a pig, a slob. They're greedy. And let's not call anything, let's call a spade a spade. They're absolutely obnoxiously greedy. Here's a hedge fund, a fellow, he's last year, 2007, his income is $3.7 billion in 1 year. That's 30 times an hour the average median income of an American family. This is virulent greed. Now, let's come to Tachlis. I'm sorry, let's come to the bottom line. I own world-class intellectual property. It is the necessary science and technology to implement the new economic paradigm. How is new national? President Obama will create a new national platform to develop the new economic paradigm. It will be mandated in law. A world-class global technological infrastructure will emerge and be developed and implemented, cultivated, based upon the model of the new economic paradigm, in specific terms and in general terms upon the general model of Humanomics. Having said that, the trilogy Humanomics I've authored is 2,500 pages, a few hundred graphics. Okay, great. The work is done, and when that's mandated, it will triple over the next 20. It'll cost about investment about $5 trillion of investment, amortized over 20 years. 60% of that investment, supply side, will come from the G9 partnering in it. It'll make America the most competitive economy in the world for the next century and beyond. It'll retool and retrain and re-educate the entire workforce. By the end of the first year, it will be producing domestic content, sustainable jobs in the tens of thousands a month through years 10 and 11 until there's full employment, and that means 0, 0, not 4%, according to most economists. They call 4% full employment. No, 0, 0, 0. Everybody who wants a job will have a job. And they're making 2, and by years 7 and 8, 3 times the present levels. The currency will triple in value by the years 11 and 12. It'll have doubled by 8 and 9, and by 13 to 17 it will have tripled. The gross domestic product in the life of the project, 18 through 20, will have tripled. There will be no deficit. It will be paid down. The full investment will be amortized. There will be no Social Security deficit. There will be full paid national insurance, health insurance for everybody. There will be no Social Security. There will be no trade deficit. And the surpluses that we'll realize in the out years will dramatically raise up the participation of the LDCs in literacy, health matters, education, overcoming disease, etc., etc., and that's the great benefit of it. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov. The way in which we will see the pie, the distribution of the pie of the gross domestic product annually properly redistributed, where the present percentage, the capital owners and institutions will be halved from what it is today, and halved again most probably. And for the workers in the tens of millions, which is the strength of America, their incomes will double and triple, and the greatest percentage of the pie will dramatically go and sustain and continue to decrease to the people producing it. And they will be all technically trained, and America will be the most competitive workforce in the world, bar none. This is a win-win situation. This is where we're going. This is 2009 and beyond, and the way to get there is world-class science and technology. This ain't Bob the Builder, folks. This is the real thing. After 30 years of basic research, we have the underlying science and technology, the new economic paradigm, the cognitive behavioral science paradigm, the combination of Humanomics. This is the post-collapse of the local reality. This is where we are in history. This is what will bring the new economic paradigm. It is now not a choice, it's compelled. We have to do it. And when we do it, we are not going to have it ripped off by the greedy capital owners and the people on Wall Street who look out only for themselves and don't give a damn about the people and the workforce of America. They're not going to get the chance to do that. I own this intellectual property. It's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. It will be put in trust for the American people, and they will own it. And we will see an equitable distribution and a fair and just distribution. And not only in America, we'll see it in the G9, and it will also permit inclusion, integration, participation of the LDCs, who will receive green technology and the retrofitting of the remaining industrials as America and the G9 move on to knowledge, information, service, and technology for export wholesale. This is a win-win situation, folks. This is 2009. This is the Wynnewood win-win-win. A plan, program, and strategy for Pennsylvania, for your state. Vote for Barack Obama. He's a winner. And support him fully and completely. And don't just have him come in second. Have him win. Have him absolutely win. Give him a mandate. Let him win robustly. I can't speak, but I can only say that I've had the experience and knowledge of the Clinton years and the Clinton White House, and I've seen what kind of vision and what kind of stuff they're made of. Bill Clinton was never my president, and may God bless us that Hillary Rodham Clinton should never be anyone's president. Having said that, that's my opinion. But I put my okay, enough said. No, okay. Your support. Thank you. Support Barack Obama. And to Wynnewood, we bless you in Kabel B'Shvilatet in Hebrew. In English, that's receiving to give. Receiving what? Receiving the authentic you. To give the authentic you to you, to your family, your community, your nation, and the world. That's the central organizing principle of Humanomics. It's a participatory system. It will go around the world. It converges both East and West systems. It's a win-win situation for America and Americans. Thank you for listening. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov from Jerusalem.